Thank you for tuning in to the Thomas Miller Show. My name is Thomas Miller, and I want to thank you personally because there's a lot of things you could be listening to, but yet you chose to come here and listen to me flap my gums. Yeah. I just entertain myself. Anyway, let's start off today's show with the elephant in the room, and that is the Supreme Court decision to overturn Roe versus Wade, and how this may be a distraction. In fact, I really believe it is a distraction from things that may be going on that the powers that be may not want you to see what's going on. Kind of like, look over here, look over here, over here, look over here. Yes, look over here. Okay, you do that over there because all their attention is over here. So this is what I believe, and I'm not taking any light to Roe versus Wade or RVW, but I do think it's a distraction because if we ask ourselves, what's the effect that this decision has directly on my life right now at this time? Some of us will say absolutely nothing. This has nothing to do with my life. Others, okay, I can kind of understand how this could be a thing. And then there's other people who say, yes, it does affect my life. But for the most part, I'm going to go with this really doesn't affect a lot of us. It sounds really insensitive, but I'm not trying to be insensitive. That's why you're listening to this podcast, and it gives me a chance to really get into this and explain. Now, of course, we've heard all the talking points. We've heard everything that's going on. Or if you haven't, let me just give you just a brief synopsis of this Supreme Court decision to overturn Roe versus Wade. So it takes the power from the federal government to regulate this. And in the Constitution, there's nothing dealing with abortion. Nothing. Not a thing. So what this does, it takes this ruling or anything that has to do with the Supreme Court as far as the Constitution, and it takes it away from the Supreme Court, and it gives the power back to the states. Now, people say, okay, this could be a problem. I don't see it as a problem because it actually makes it according to the elected officials in your state. And if you are a person who is in favor of abortion, then you vote. And if enough of you say, hey, yes, we want to have abortion, here's the limits we put on this issue, and yes, we want it. If you're in a state that says, you know what, we don't roll that way, so we're going to vote to have lesser exceptions for abortion, I think that's better. I'm all in favor of small government. I am. In this issue, it should be left up to the state's decision. And the reason why I say that is because, yes, I don't like big government, and I don't like government telling me what to do in my household. So we got 50 different little households that we will call the United States of America. And when you have someone who doesn't live in your household, and I'm talking about big government right now, and big government is not in your day-to-day interactions. So let's look at it like this. You got the United States as a family, and this is a big family, but yet there's different parts of the family, 50 different parts. pretty much like your family. You have your immediate family, then you have your extended family. Then you have your extended family. Meaning they know of you. They interact with you sometimes, but not all the time. That's kind of like the U.S. government. The U.S. government, they're like your great-great-grandparents, if we're lucky to have any great-great-grandparents, or any great-grandparents. I shouldn't say great. But we have great-grandparents. Yes, they're part of your family. But do they run the day-to-day of your household? And the answer is no. So why should my great-grandparents tell me what to do in my household and they don't understand what's going on in my household? I do. So let me make the decision for my household. That's kind of a weird way to break it down, but I think you kind of get what I'm saying here. I think you do. And so what this does, it puts this decision back into the state's household. It doesn't ban abortion. So no matter what your take is, it doesn't ban it. But it does leave it to your family to make that decision, your immediate family, which is the states. Now, if you're in a more liberal state like California, then things probably won't change. They'll probably remain the same. If you're in a more conservative state like Arkansas or Oklahoma, and I'm just speculating, I'm not even sure if those states are really conservative. I just assume that they are, but let's just, for argument's sake, assume that they are. And you're more conservative and you choose, you know what, this is not how we roll. This is what we believe. So yeah, we're not going to do this. Well, great. That means great grandpa, that is great big government, can't tell you what to do. It's like, okay, that's fine. You made a decision based on what you want to do. Here's where the distraction comes in. The distraction comes in because now this is a big issue. This is a huge issue. And it takes away from things that you should be focused on. And one of the big things that you should be focused on is the looming food shortage issues, the gas prices, everything being expensive. China is probably going to make a move on Taiwan. I'm just speculating. This is the stuff that they're trying to distract you from with this. Something that really doesn't apply to some of us. A lot of us. Because a lot of us, now there are exceptions to the rule, a lot of us have really good families. We have a support system. We understand that a life is coming into the world. Now there is really extreme circumstances, and I'm not here to judge. Not at all. I'm just trying to get you to see there could be something bigger that you could be putting your focus on. So this is a distraction, in my humble opinion. I think we're most affected by the high gas prices that are going on when you live in some areas, and LA is reporting $9 a gallon gasoline. I argue, in my humble opinion, that that's more impactful on your day-to-day life than this overturn of Roe versus Wade. But they want you to focus on that, and they want you to focus on this because you hear some talking heads in the government saying that this is a ballot box decision. This is going to be the thing that's going to drive people to vote. This is going to be the thing because they're taking your rights away. Yeah, as they try to make us inject something into our bodies that some of us clearly didn't want. But anyway, I digress. But I think that high gas prices is a bigger concern than the overturn of Roe versus Wade. I think that the increasing cost of food is more impactful than Roe versus Wade. Some of you out there are going, hey, you know what, Thomas? You are an unsensitive. You are insensitive. You don't care about women, and you suck. No, I care about women. I care about children. I'm married to a woman, and I have a few children's, and I love them very much. They are literally the most important thing on this earth to me. So yes, I care. I love women. I was born of a woman who I love very much. I'm just trying to get you to see that there could be a distraction here. And as of right now, the overturn of Roe versus Wade does not impact me at all right now. Yes, I'm being selfish. I'm being self-centered. But if we were to ask ourselves that same question, ask yourself and be honest with yourself. Does that impact me now? Does that impact me more than expensive gas, expensive food, soon to be lack of food because other extenuating circumstances that are going on in the world? I'm going to say yeah. Could this be a distraction and say, hey, you know what? I don't want you to look at this because I don't want you to be able to hold big government, as they're trying to be, accountable for their mishandling of the economic system. This is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I thank you for listening. I'm going to cut this short because I don't want these podcasts just be me pontificating for 30, 40 minutes about the same thing. I don't want to beat a dead horse. So I want to give you these little podcasts. Will they be longer later on? Possibly. Who knows? Eventually I'll have a guest or two. And if I didn't mention it at the very beginning, this is my first podcast. So, I'm coming into my own here. If you have any suggestions or comments, you can email me, Thomas Miller at thomasmillershow.com, and I'll read them, even the bad ones. I may even read some of them on air. Remember this though, people. This is not me attacking you. These are just my opinions, me sharing information. What you do with the information you hear on this podcast is up to you. I have no influence on your life other than sharing information with you and my thoughts and my opinions. Again, what you do with that information is totally up to you. Just be aware that there is distractions out there that could be keeping you from bigger issues. I'll talk to you next time. I'm out of here.